Hey, Texas Values friends, Jonathan Saenz here, president of Texas Values. We're on the floor of the Republican Party of Texas convention here in San Antonio, the Alamo City, the city of the Riverwalk, such rich history in this city for the state of Texas. This is one of the biggest events in the state, in the country, and some say the world. So this is an event that happens every 2 years. Republican delegates from all those states come together to talk about the principles that they care about, and also to decide who's going to go on to be representatives for the national convention and all kind of other official duties. But the other thing that's key about this event, you see a lot of elected officials, Republican elected officials that are here. Some are on the ballot, some are just here to talk to people, to continue to shore up, make new relationships. And someone who always does that and is always here is our good friend, Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller's here. And he's not only, I mean, we're going to talk about some of his history. We've got some work we've done together, some old war stories that we may chew on a little bit. And you may not know, he's still a competitive cowboy, okay? Is there anything more Texan than that? So we're going to have some fun today and cover a little bit of ground. So if you're watching on social media, retweet this, share it, whatever you need to do to get in front of more people. And so we can have more of an audience for this conversation that we're going to have with Commissioner Sid Miller. So it's good to see you. You talked about me dressing nice, but you got the creased jeans. I mean, I was in, what's the store? Is it Cavender's? One of those, boot stores or whatever. My son had a Boots and Bling prom theme, and I was like, I know where to go. But I love all that stuff. So, I mean, this is your lifestyle, though. I mean, you're a real cowboy, but you are, one of our most well-known state leaders. Why does it continue to be important for you to serve an elective office for our state?
Well, Texas is something special. I mean, when I go worldwide, I just got back from Kenya. I'm just like a magnet. This cowboy hat and this West Texas accent and the big belt buckle and boots, everybody wants to do business with a Texan. So we exploit that, and we use it to our advantage. No other state has that. They say, where are you from? Texas. Oh, they know exactly where that is. So it's important that we keep our rural heritage alive. Our TV show is all about that, and it's called Texas Agriculture Matters. We're in our 12th season. We've had over 100 episodes air on the RFD TV network. We're in 60 million homes across North America, so we try very hard to get that word out that Texas Agriculture Matters.
Well, and it's interesting because our history is when you worked in the legislature, many people may know or remember the sonogram law in the House was under your leadership. You filed that bill. Dan Patrick over in the Senate, no surprise there either. But that was an important legislation many years ago, and you were a key part of defunding Planned Parenthood, a lot of great stuff in the legislature. But I know the position you're in now has become so important. I love hearing you talk a little bit about the rural, the agriculture, not only culture, but the business in Texas. Help us understand, and people out there, the value that is still there and is maybe stronger than ever in Texas being involved in ranching and cattle and all that stuff that the world respects.
Well, is no small agency. I oversee a $7 billion budget. That's larger budget than 31 governors have. So Texas leads the nation in agriculture exports, cattle, cotton, wool, mohair, horses, hay, sheep, goats, and the list goes on and on and on. So it's a powerhouse. Let me put it to you this way. When America was birthed, when Texas was a republic, 98% of the people were farmers or ranchers. If you didn't grow it or kill it, you didn't eat. Today, we're less than 2% of the population. Less than 2% feeds the rest of the world. So it is important. We talk about being energy independent and how important that is to our country. But even more important to that, and it's a security issue, is being dependent on a foreign nation for our food and our clothing. When that happens, brother, we lose all of our freedoms because they've got us then. We can kind of tolerate not being energy independent and having to buy oil from foreign countries, but we cannot and will not and cannot sustain being subject to another country to feed and clothe us. This is a scary thought. For the first time in my lifetime, last year, we imported more food than we exported. That's a shocker. We cannot stand a trend like that.
Well, and look, a lot of people may know this, some people may not. I mean, a substantial part of the population of Texas is east of 35, right? I mean, all that farming and ranching area, a big part of it is west of that part of the state, right? And to your point, so much reliance there, but so much history that we want to preserve, but continue to build upon. I mean, look, this might have been the perfect position for you, right? I mean, it just the way I see you settling into it, understanding it, some of your, the look, all that, right? The package, it's perfect, but this is what we need. I mean, and to understand and appreciate the role that Texas has in this part of it for our own state and the country in the future, we got to be careful with that. I think your caution there is well taken. But you and I did a lot of work together in the state legislature, so I didn't get to see you wear your hat as much. I love seeing it now. But, and you did some great things there. But, the statewide influence can make a big difference. So when you go to those other countries and they see you, are you what they think of? Do they think you're the kind of Texan, or they think you're the exception?
Oh, they think I'm J.R. Ewing. That's who they.
That's right.
That's who they compare me to.
See that? Oh my
they say,
God.
J.R.
Oh my God!
When I went to China, that's all I got was J.R. Ewing.
That's for those old Dallas fans out there. The show, if anybody remembers that, that's good stuff. Well, let's talk a little politics. We're here at the Republican Party convention. We're in the middle of some runoff elections. Part of the benefit, if you will, of being a statewide elected official, that visibility, that name recognition, you're using or lending that, however you want to term it, in endorsements and really helping get some more influence and some visibility and support. Why has that been so important to you?
Well, this last legislative session was the worst session we've ever had, and I've seen a lot of them. I just got perplexed. I always adhered to Ronald Reagan's 11th commandment, don't speak evil of a fellow Republican. And then I had my cowboy logic kicked in. I thought, these guys aren't Republican, they're rhinos. So I declared that I was going on a rhino hunt. It was open season and no bag limits. So I've endorsed I endorsed over 40 challenger candidates to these fake rhino Republicans. I mean, I've just had it up here, including our speaker. So 5 of them immediately withdrew, not going to run again. They saw the handwriting on the wall. We got another, I think, 9 of them in the primary. We've got another 8 in the runoff. So we're going to wipe out about 25% of the House rhino leadership, including the speaker. He's going to be gone. So that's going to put a whole new dynamic. It's about time that our House, worked with our Senate to pass our party platform and get our priorities through. We couldn't even pass in the House, couldn't even get a hearing to ban China from buying our farmland. That's pretty bad. That's what really set me off. I worked with Senator Colcourse, crafted a good bill. One of the first bills we sent out of the Senate. Sent it to the House, State Affairs Committee, never even got a hearing. That is unacceptable for me. And so you can see I'm getting a little animated.
Oh, no.
That's just pushed it over the edge for me.
And I'm with you there, too, because, I remember a lot of bills in the House that were LGBT issues and some other woke stuff that were getting hearings. Some of those bills got out of committee in the House. And to your point, stuff like that you think would be easier, even some Democrats may have gotten on board of, doesn't even get a hearing. I mean, it's a huge issue. And you remember this because you were part of that, change in the House when Joe Strauss, members like you were saying, we're done, right? At one point, you were one of the chairs, but then he started to constrain you and you were like, hey, I got to do what I got to do, And so I really appreciated that leadership. Okay, so let's talk Trump. Staying on politics, y'all seem to be good friends. I know he works a lot with the lieutenant governor, and sometimes people will criticize you about that. I don't know what that's all about, but you've been close with the president. I think that's been a benefit to Texas. I think it's also raised your visibility and importance. I thought he should have won last time. How do you see things going? I mean, you think we're in a better position for victory?
Well, I think he did win last time.
Right.
Well, I mean,
But
I still think the election was stolen. He's going to win this time again. I don't know if we've done enough on election integrity to stop the steal. I hope so. He's leading every poll. The last one I saw was 17 points.
Wow.
So he's running against somebody that's, not much of a candidate, in my opinion. Don't want to, berate our sitting president, but he's just not. He doesn't have it. Trump is a machine. I was with him yesterday in Houston.
What's it like when you're there with him?
It's amazing. So He came in from New York from that long trial yesterday. You know, he stood in line, took 150 pictures with people, met with all the police officers, all the security there privately, you know, with the guys on the ground, gave an in-depth speech, you know, fielded questions, got back on the plane, flew to Dallas, did the same thing. Last night he flew to the Bronx. He's in the Bronx holding a rally this morning. The guy is a machine. No other human that I know could hold up under that kind of pressure. It seems like he even thrives on it. You know, so we do get along. Our mannerisms, our characters is a lot, similarities, a lot of it. You know, he calls me Trump's man in Texas.
Yes, that's what I've heard. That's what I was trying to
they're going to keep him bottled up in these trials and off the campaign trail. So I'm doing something about it. I'm launching my gas and groceries tour. You'll see my big green bus around here.
Okay.
We're going to the 10 swing states. We're getting chairs in each one of those states, and we're going to try to move the vote 1% in each one of those 10 swing states. If we move it 1%, he wins all 10 swing states. So he needs surrogate speakers like myself. I challenge others to do that. They're going to keep him bottled up where he can't campaign. So somebody's got to take up the slack, and I'm ready to do that. I wasn't asked to do it. I'm just doing it because I believe in America, and I don't believe America can stand another 4 years of Joe Biden.
Well, look, I mean, and the gas and groceries hit home. I mean, that's something everyone can connect with, identify, and we're all seeing the impact it's having in so many ways. Many people may know this, some may not. You're still a competitive cowboy, but I have a question. Have you ever gotten Trump on a horse?
I haven't gotten Trump on the horse. I have got him to wear a hat. We got him a hat, and he's worn the hat. He said he didn't think he'd play good in New York or Mar-a-Lago, but if he ever comes to Texas, says he'll wear the hat.
So I want to give you a chance. When was the last time you were in a competitive rodeo, or you were in a rodeo competition?
Oh, that was 3 weeks ago in Fort Worth, Texas at the Wild Rag Classic. And I actually won the event. I was 2.5 into breakaway roping. Wow. So roping a calf, yeah.
And what is 2.5? Is like the timing?
That's time. That's the time. It took me 2.5 seconds to rope the calf.
Wow.
So, that was it.
No, listen, I think I think it's a lot of fun to see you do that. You know, I think that's too how you kind of stay sharp, because it's an active schedule, right? Obviously being around Trump and some of the things that you're doing, you're managing, as you mentioned, this huge state agency. But I love seeing it because, like I said, I think you're perfect for this position. It's very authentic, but you're also working on something because it's not just for show. I mean, this is things you care about. It's a part of your identity. It's a part of the identity of Texas. You know, there's so much there that connects, and I think also reminds people why it's important to have the right type of leaders in our state, and I think you're one of them. So we've been excited to have Commissioner Sid Miller at the special Texas Values Report edition right here at the Republican Party of Texas Convention. If you're watching this, put it into some chats, share it, whatever, get it out to some people on social media so more people can benefit from this conversation. You want to see more about our work, go to txvalues.org, and that's where we protect faith, family, and freedom in Texas. Appreciate you.